Welcome to Pull the Pin Radio, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions of the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions.
But we promise we're going to enjoy giving them to you.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Mike. Let's pull the pin. Whew.
So, what is on the agenda today, Mike?
Unemployment.
That's what you're going to be after this episode.
Probably. And it's bad too because a lot of states are ending that federal enhanced unemployment. I think it was like what, extra $300? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So what do you think that means?
Well, it depends. Were you in a favor of it? I think we talked about this, right? You thought we should end it too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because it was the government competing against private industry?
No, that's what you said.
Oh, Biden was saying, oh, we'll pay them more. So we're going to pay them more. So you have to pay them more than we're going to pay them.
No, I kind of agree with that. I was saying that let the market work itself out.
Right.
So if companies will say, hey, for this particular job, I'll pay you $500 a week. And someone's sitting on unemployment making $800 a week. How does that entice them to go to work?
Right, but the $800 is because they were getting $300 extra of our money.
Doesn't matter. They were getting. Nobody cares about that. You know. Well, yeah, personally, I don't care about that. I just speak for myself. I don't care about that.
So
I don't.
What do you mean you don't? If you're a business owner, and the government is paying them extra money to stay home, you're competing against the government, which is your own tax dollars.
Yeah.
You don't care about that?
No.
So then you pay them $900 and the government says, nah, we'll give you $500 to stay home. Then what? Then you pay them.
Well, then if they want to no. If they want to stay home and make $400 less, that's on them.
Right, but if the government decides to pay them more,
then pay them an additional.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's what I didn't catch that.
So if the government says another stimulus will give you $400 more, well, now you're competing again.
Now, if someone would just correct me if I'm wrong here. When it comes to unemployment, if you just quit your job, do you get it?
There are cases when you can.
Okay. Yes. But not all.
But there's a formula for it too, though. There's a formula for it.
But we can't have this mass exodus from the workforce just to go and collect unemployment because you'll get more money.
Well, okay, but here's the problem. Here's the problem. First of all, we have to identify it. Why are people unemployed?
Now, are we speaking in general terms here?
Right now, why are most of these people unemployed?
I can't say, but I'm going to guess.
Go for it.
They don't want to work.
Right, but what allowed them not to work? Everybody didn't just go on a hiatus and say, all right, we're quitting.
No, it's COVID. It started with COVID. But my thing is the federal, let's call it enhancement, right? The federal enhancement benefit allowed them to stay at home and pay bills and everything. I think that's where you're going with that, right?
Well, where I'm going with that is the government shut down the country, stopped business. The government said, we're not going to work because there's this thing called COVID. The government did that. The government created a problem for business owners.
Right.
The government created that. Whether you blame COVID or not, it was still the government's decision whether to stay open and take precautions or close. The government forced these businesses to close.
Okay.
So then people became unemployed. So the government, to solve the problem they just created, started to pay people to stay home. So the government created the problem and then tried to fix it by telling people to stay home, we'll pay you extra money. And now you're telling me that the business owner who created none of this problem is supposed to compete with the government to get those people back to work.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Why not?
What do you mean, why not?
Why not?
That is like me saying, okay, I'm the government, Mike. I'm coming to your house and I'm going to confiscate 30 feet of your front yard because we get to use it.
Right.
Okay? And you want to come get any yard back, you need to buy it back. You need to pay me more to give you your money back, your yard back.
I don't see that as the same thing.
It's the point is I created the problem, and I'm telling you, in order to fix the problem, you've got to counter me. If I didn't close down the country, if I didn't force all these people to go home and not work, then they'd still be working.
So how did the government do that? Because a lot of businesses that were still open, fast
The
food
essential,
restaurants
only
and
the essential businesses.
fast food restaurant is not essential.
Right. So they closed. And where are we missing a lot of people?
No, they stayed open as far as I know.
No, no. Fast food was only allowed
No,
to do takeout.
so people were still working.
A few people. You don't need all the staff. You don't need all the waitresses. Don't need all that.
Well, now weren't those businesses compensated for that to keep the staff on?
By who?
The government.
So the business was paid to keep the staff on,
Yeah,
and the people were paid to stay home.
yeah.
So both parties were paid. Okay. So now
No, no,
everybody
no,
can
no,
go
no.
back
What
to
I'm
work.
saying, no. See, those people weren't technically unemployed. They were still. They had to keep the workforce, or like a certain percentage of the workforce. You
Right.
don't
So
remember we talked about that?
right. So that was for 2 weeks, right? That were supposed to be
I don't
closed.
can't
So
remember now. That I don't remember.
when it goes on for how long, businesses are going out of business because they
Okay,
weren't paid enough. And then the money that was supposed to be going to these businesses was first come, first serve. And we know there's a
really?
lot of corruption in that. Yeah.
Oh, now I do remember some corruption there.
Oh, a lot of corruption in that.
Yeah,
And I've even had people talk at these little things out how you get your money, how you can get your money.
right.
Like they're telling people how to get their money. So people who don't even need the money were getting the money.
Mm.
So all those businesses that didn't get the money went out of business.
So what do you think? They should just. What do you think should have happened?
Well, just
Because
look like what's
obviously I didn't
happened.
have a problem with it.
Well, this is just like what's happened. It is if the government was the problem, that they're the reason that these people are unemployed, and then you're paying them to stay home. Look at like what we started the show with. All the states that are ending that extra welfare, guess what's happening? People are going back to work. The economy's starting to lift back up in those states.
Mm.
So what does that tell you?
The government should learn from this. No, I'm serious. They should learn.
What are they going to learn?
If don't create an environment where people are dependent on you to not do something, so they cannot do something,
But
right?
that's what they
'Cause you just
want.
okay, okay. How far down this rabbit hole you want to go? Why do we
Where do you
have
want to
other
go?
government subsidies? You know,
Agree.
yeah, I know we're totally agreement, but I don't just. My thing is, hey, if it's good enough for these other groups out there, what you name the group that's receiving a subsidy, why not give it to another group? You know, it seems to me that when it's down to the personal level, people are more against it. They're more voiceless. You know, they come out against it. But when it's a group, let's say farm subsidies, corporation subsidies, or whatever, it's like that's okay. That's just accepted. That's just the way it is. But now when it's coming down to the individuals, man, they messing up the economy, business. You know, our tax money, our tax money. Okay, what about the rest of your tax money? Now everyone's going back to work. Country's opened back up, probably about 90% or so right now. So now talking about our tax monies is over. No one wants to talk about all the other subsidies that's going out there, all the other foreign aid going out there. You know, no one talks about that.
Well, I guess so. So here's my question. My thing where I got the. So let's just say, let's go healthcare in lieu of healthcare, right? So let's just say I want free healthcare, or the government should subsidize my healthcare because it's really expensive because I have diabetes, right?
Okay.
So I have diabetes. It's really expensive. The government should subsidize it so that I can afford it, right?
Okay.
At what point does the government say, stop eating Doritos and you won't have diabetes? Not that Doritos is solely responsible for it, but you get what I'm saying. At what point do we still allow the government to just keep bailing us out for our own mistakes? Like, and I'm not saying that COVID was our mistake, but could we have still worked through COVID? We were supposed to go home to slow the curve, and then people were working. So is the employee, the little 16-year-old bagger at the grocery store, is that life less important than somebody else's? Like we have still functioned? So the government created the mistake, not the person, I don't think. But the point I'm
I agree
getting
with
at,
you.
yeah, so the point I'm getting at is you create the mistake and then you're the solution. And then who suffers? The workers suffer. The business suffers. And even if you pay the business and nobody comes back to work still, what are you going to do? You can't provide a product if there's nobody there to deliver it. So people need to be working.
Yeah, but
period.
why was there no one there to deliver it?
Originally?
No, like right now. Well,
Because
let's
they're
go
getting
back
paid
five
more.
days. Let's go
They're
back
getting paid
5 days.
more.
So
They're
what?
getting paid more not to go to work.
Right. So why don't you up your wages?
Maybe you can't afford to. Maybe you'll have to cut one salary to up your wages for the other 4 employees.
Okay.
But then you're not delivering the same product. Because
Why
obviously
not?
you've owned a business, right? So you know you have
Yeah.
a business plan and you know you need X amount of people to do X amount of things. You know what you need. And then if your business starts growing, you start adding to, and all that stuff just starts to come to fruition. And then all of a sudden something goes bad and you have to lay somebody off or fire somebody. And now you got somebody unemployed. So yeah, you could probably do that, but you have to cut wages. But what if you got 30 tables to do? Now you only got 2 hostesses or 2 waitresses.
Why can't the CEOs just cut their pay?
I guess they could, but we are assuming that the CEOs are greedy, selfish, probably racist white guys. Because I know a
Wow, you
guy,
threw a lot in there. I'm just
I
saying,
know a
why don't they
guy,
just cut their pay?
I know a guy who's a veteran who's been on this show. His name is Tim, who did not get a paycheck from his business last month. He did not get a paycheck
So what
because
does
his
that mean?
business wasn't making the money because he doesn't have the employees.
Okay.
So what I'm saying, it's not the same for all. I get what you're saying. Like Walmart, yeah, you could probably find a lot of overhead that's really expensive, but these small businesses, they don't have that overhead. Some of
And
them in
those
the
are the
first
ones
couple
that
years.
I'm not referring to them.
If you're talking, well, the big businesses made money. The
Right.
big box stores, they made money and still got some of that money.
Same thing with the ones we were just talking about. Fast food.
The big ones, right? That were able to pump out the food, but the small little mom and pop places, they couldn't do that.
I didn't see any mom and pop fast food, but I get your point. It's
Well,
still small
right,
business,
fast food.
yeah.
I'm just talking about small diners, small,
Right.
you know.
But my
So
thing is, it's ending. Well, as of today, it has ended already. So we've seen an increase in employment. So we should be good to go now, right?
yeah, in those states,
Right. And
but
then the other
also,
states should follow suit if
but
they're smart.
also, but also, I just heard that California is going back on lockdown because of some Delta virus strand or whatever.
Oh,
Delta
who else is
variant.
going on lockdown because of that?
Australia.
Somebody stateside.
Yep.
As another state was thinking about going on lockdown because of that.
Who was it?
I said it was another state. I can't remember which one it was. They were considering going back on lockdown.
Well, I know California or Los Angeles or something was.
Yeah. It's
Los
going to end up
Angeles
being
was
the
the
whole
one
state.
place.
It'll end up being
So
the whole state.
yeah, it will eventually. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now what? More
They
job
don't
loss?
have an increase in cases, but they're trying to get ahead of it, I guess.
Right. So then what? Then it's going to be more
Federal
what?
bailout.
People unemployed, more
Yeah.
stimulus, more
Yeah.
what?
Well, should the government step in? The federal government, should they step in on that one?
I don't think the government should have stepped in at all.
I know that,
Period.
but I'm just saying, if California shuts down again, do you think
No.
what about so California should pay for it then?
Yeah, unless it's a
Okay,
federal
yeah,
agency, but the federal agency shouldn't be subject to California's
yeah, I
rules.
agree. I agree 100%.
Yeah. Period. If you run the city, just like, wherever you're at, you're the one paying for everything. And the problem is what happened during all of this switcheroo crap when you had states like New York screwing up the whole COVID response. all they wanted was a handout. What was their handout for? Their handout was to cover all the debt that they made all the last 30 years with their bad programs and crap. That's what California's trying to do, get more government money, bailouts. They keep saying that those are the states, they say the Republican states are the ones that are milking, all the payments. But yet here they are with bad policies and debt, and they get their handout because of COVID. They created it.
The government.
Like I said, I think we just need to go to a tax system where we pay taxes to what we want to pay taxes for. No more letting politicians decide what my tax money goes.
Jim. What would you pay if that was the case? What would you pay taxes on?
Probably police, fire, military.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much of your salary would you be willing to pay towards the police, fire?
Well, whatever my share would be. It just.
Oh, you're saying it should be just
a flat tax for everybody. It just wouldn't go to a kitty, even if you put it into a defense fund or something like that. Like if you let people pick a category, then people could say, okay, I want to put toward universal health care. I want to put toward global warming. Let people pay their taxes and see what turns out. Then you'll know what people care about. Yeah, well.
So, but it doesn't matter. Like what people care about. So why does that matter? Hey, are you going to change it now based on what people care about?
Well, if you don't have the money, you can't build a stupid bridge between two islands that nobody visits. Right?
Yeah, but just because you and I care about that island over there, our tax money is not going to help build that island. You know what I mean? If we're the only two.
Which means, guess what? There won't be no damn island.
Oh, that's a nice ass island, man.
It doesn't matter. You'll wait 10 years until we get enough tax dollars to build it.
Okay.
So think about it. Schooling, medical. I mean, there's so many categories. You can just say, I want my tax dollars to go toward that. Instead of the government deciding, okay, we're going to take it for this. We're going to take it for this. Because that's what all those earmarks are.
Yeah, but the system you'll be creating there.
What's that?
Then you'll have, name the groups, education, police, fire. You'll have lobbyists from all of those groups going to the out into the public campaigning for your tax dollars.
I'm okay with that. Why
really?
Yeah, explain to me why I should give you my money. Explain to me why I should give you my money.
Yeah, if it's education, let's look at the education system here in this state. Explain that to me. Why should I give you more money? That's not bad.
And I'm saying, I mean, there's more to it. Obviously, that's not going to solve everything. Obviously, it can't. Because look at education right now. Even in New Jersey, where taxes were ridiculously high, a majority of it went to the public education system, and it still sucks. So there's still corruption in it. There's still two principals in one school making, triple digits, six figures. I mean, there's still all that nonsense. So it's still a matter of how do you supervise these guys or how do you have accountability?
Right.
But at least in that case, they can't take your money and spend it on crap you don't approve of. I mean, if all the LGBT, all that community wants to put all their money in that stuff, let them do that. Let them do it.
But then when the potholes don't get filled,
right?
we all suffer. Yeah, we all suffer. Yeah.
Yeah. When there's not enough military funding and we get taken over by the Chinese, we all suffer. I get it.
Taken over by the Chinese.
Maybe there's no quick fix, no easy fix, but I still think it would be better to give us a choice rather than, or even if there's some happy medium in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like as if we get to approve of what our money's spent on. Yeah, that would be a good concept.
That doesn't make sense.
No, right?
No, that'll never happen.
Right.
But as long as you have a tax system, I think you have a problem.
You think so?
Yeah.
What would be the alternative? Like if you want to live in this on this island, in this neighborhood?
No. These people in Georgetown here. Hey, we want this. We want a new supermarket, Walmart over here. Pay for it. You guys pay for it. That's what I believe.
They'll pay with taxpayer dollars.
Yeah.
Which is what.
But then that's them, huh?
But
that's not you being forced to though.
Well,
you're not forced to do that. Like now, if you don't pay taxes, what happened? They come and get you.
Well, right, but even the taxpayer system, like here, they wanted to build a highway or a toll lane.
Right.
Right, and people were against it. So they used taxpayer dollars, and they ended up, not using, or they ended up not using taxpayer dollars to build it, but they went and had a company overseas come and pay for it. But then they made a contract promising them the fees for 50 years. 50 years. We're guaranteeing you an income because you built a toll road for us. So they found a way around using taxpayer dollars.
A toll road.
Yes, a toll road. So if they don't make X amount of dollars, they get supplemented. 50 years. And people don't even want the road. People don't hardly even use the road.
So let me get this right. The city, state, whatever, built the road, and they had a private contractor.
Yeah, the private.
They wanted to build the road. Yeah,
right. They wanted to use state funds, but then they would have to pay for it all outright with taxpayer dollars.
Right. So they didn't pay this company anything.
Nope.
It's a toll road.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder where the monies are going, like all the toll fees are going to this company, or it's going straight to the company.
It's going to the company, and if they don't make X amount of dollars, they will get subsidized for what they didn't make. For 50 years. Now maybe I've got that all misunderstood, but this was explained to me and blew my mind that it was even possible. But because by bringing in that contractor, having them build the road is what made it all possible through some back door or something. So I
don't have an issue with that.
You don't have an issue with that?
No. Nope.
Why?
You have a choice to go on that road or not.
Right, but that's not the problem. No, the problem is not whether you use the road or not. The problem is that if they don't make enough money from us users, they get our taxpayer dollars anyway.
Got it. Okay.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Okay.
The problem is either way they're getting taxpayer dollars.
Right. No, not either way.
Well, no, right. Either right. If we use the road, then the company gets the tolls, right?
Right.
And if we don't use the road because we didn't want the road, then we pay them anyway.
Yeah. And you know how they make sure they're going to get their money so you don't have to use taxpayer dollars, right?
How's that?
Hey, block off some other roads.
Right. Create traffic. Yep.
Yeah. The GPS is going to take you. You know it, man.
Right? My GPS always wants to take me on highways and toll roads. Always.
Yeah. Always. But that's what they'll do, which is kind of smart.
Yeah. I mean, it's all business. It's all money. All right.
I don't agree with it, but it's kind of smart. Though.
Yeah. I don't know what are we even talking about? Like, how did we get here?
Oh, unemployment.
Oh, yeah.
Federal unemployment.
Yeah, in states like Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, Arizona, Alaska, Texas. Looks like a lot of red states. North Dakota, South Dakota. Yeah. All down there, red states. All the southern, South Carolina, Tennessee. Oh, wait, Indiana, Ohio, and West Virginia. Maryland. And New Hampshire. Those are some surprise ones over there. Oh, wow. But they all dropped it, and they're all doing very well right now.
Unemployment's starting to go down.
Yep. Report out today shows a record 44% of small business owners with job openings they could not fill. April 30th, consecutive month with record high reading of unfilled job openings, more from the report.
So President Biden can sit there at these red states and say, thank you.
Right, exactly, right? I knew we did the right thing. It's so sad.
And he's gonna take credit for it all.
Yeah, and that's the sad thing, and that's the worst part about it is that even if other people step up and do it, he'll get credit for it.
Yeah.
So either way, but I don't think he's fooling anybody, just like we're not. So why don't we pull the pin on this and I'm
not ready to pull the pin on this one, man. I think it's
more?
No, I'm just joking. Let's pull the pin.
You want your check? Or I'll send you another check.
No. I don't need another. I need another check, but not from unemployment.
All right.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna be unemployed soon. From here, that is.
Oh yeah.
Real job.
Oh, as long as that one pays the bills, man. That one pays the bills.
This one ain't paying nothing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all right. We'll soon, maybe we'll ask our supporters out there if they want to support us, and then we won't have to go on unemployment.
Yeah, the sponsors, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
If there's any businesses open you want to sponsor us, hey, reach out.
Yeah.
PullThePinReady.com. So you want to move on to Pull the Pin, Person of the Week, shout out, something like that. You got something or?
Yeah. I'm gonna give a shout out to my nephew. Speaking of unemployment, this dude recently graduated. I say recently, it's been like 3, 4 years. He graduated high school, and good kid, good kid. He's working like 3 jobs when he was in high school, and excuse me, I couldn't hit the mute, man. Sorry. Um, and just recently here, he took a position over in Kuwait. He's off
Wow.
to doing bigger and better things. And Edwin, I salute you. You have done what many twice your age are either scared to do, or refuse to do, or don't have the cojones to do. All right.
Yep.
So do great things. Continue to march on, and I'll be here for you whenever you need me. That's my person of the week.
That's awesome. Yep. Sad to say that the jobs are out there and it takes these younger generation to go get them.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Sad, but
That's
good on
right.
him. Good on him. That's awesome.
Yep,
So he'll probably go farther because he's willing to put in the effort.
yep.
So I'm going to pull the pin on these annoying um, internet service provider companies. Not just because mine kind of sucks lately. I don't know what's going on, but I'm kind of sorry. The flyers, the soliciting, the I have never gotten so many junk mail solicitation for $44.95. You got a special offer, discount, one time, just for you, a limited time only, and they're all the same damn price every time they come.
Yep.
Where's the offer? What time? Are you serious? I didn't want your junk cable TV in the beginning. Why do I want it now? And what do you think the 50th one's going to get to me? Oh, this one's a special offer, unlike the other $44.95 ones. Like, come on, guys. I mean, at least know your audience, who you're at least marketing to. They just throw this, they blast it out hoping to land something. I guess that's pretty good. You know, I guess men do that in dating sometimes, but I'm annoyed with it. I'm done with it. I want to pull the pin on them. Stop sending them to me. I don't want them. There's got to be a list I can get on, right?
Opt out. Well, I don't even think that works anymore. But
No,
yeah,
it probably doesn't work.
yeah.
That's what
Mine.
somebody
Just
told
always
me.
remember the rule of 10, Jim.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get
Yeah.
it. That was always the dating thing too. Well, it's more than dating, but the
Right.
point I'm getting at was, yeah, and someone even said, was it you? I think we talked about one episode with the unsubscribe button being
Yeah.
actual letting them know you're a human. So yeah,
Yeah.
even opt
Yep.
out now. It's probably like, hey, send it to me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, all right. Well, I'm pulling the pin on these people. Stop your silly soliciting advertising, and if you're going door to door soliciting, you're even worse.
I like the ones
So
that come door to door, and like if it's cable or whatever, I just say, hey, if you can't do $9.95 a month for a year, I don't want to talk to you.
right,
But can you do that? That's what I have right now. Who are you
right,
with? Can you give me that?
yep.
No. Okay, we don't have anything to talk about.
Yeah, it's funny too because they're pushing. There's a certain company now pushing their cell phone service,
Yeah, yeah.
and they do this. They do this. I'm there turning in a router I never used, which I was getting charged $5 a month for. Like, what? Why
Right.
didn't you tell me I had a router I was getting charged $5 a month? So then the first thing out of his mouth, well, you can save money. You got a cell phone. I'm like, dude, I'm here to turn in a router. I'm not
Mm.
asking you about cell phone service. Yeah, well, if you're not interested in saving money, I said, I'm here to return a router to save money. Why are you talking to me about cell phone stuff? I'm like,
Right.
the dude, I feel for the guy. I mean, he's a good guy. He was in a wheelchair, so I guess he thought the sympathy would work. But no,
Oh
I
yeah.
am here for a router to turn in to save money. Leave me alone. If I
Hey,
wanted
the other
cell
one.
phone service, I'd have been here for cell phone service.
I like that sympathy one. But what I like to do is say, hey, right now, tell me the bottom, like the lowest you can go. I'm not all about that haggling stuff. What's the
Right.
lowest you can offer? What's the lowest deal you can offer me? I said, be careful, because remember, this is the lowest. No going to talk to anybody or anything. What's the lowest? Well, how much do you pay now?
It's not in their script.
I know it just
Yeah.
throws them off, man. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
yeah, I just always have fun with them. End up closing
That
the door anyway.
right. Exactly. I
Yeah,
just don't answer it now. I'll just sit there and be like, ding, 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 waste their time waiting.
yeah,
And then I'll wait till they walk away. Be like, hey, nobody's home, but thanks for stopping by. All right.
yeah.
Speaking of, we're going to close the door on this one.
All right.
Um, Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you subscribe, like, share, comment. get on the show, www.pullthepinalready.com. And until then, Godspeed.
Hey, and pull the pin.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.